And then once you're there, just really start to settle in. Try to stack the spine from the base up. Let the knees fall towards the earth. And find a comfortable place for the arms to rest, just so that they can get a little bit heavier. And as you close your eyes, begin to breathe a little bit deeper. On every inhale, feel yourself filling up your entire body with your breath. And on every exhale, begin to soften and let go. As we move through our practice this evening, really try to allow the movement of your body to follow the rhythm of your breath. On your next inhale, let's lift the arms high overhead. And then on your exhale, take a gentle twist over to your left. So take the left hand down behind the left hip, reach the right arm across the body. Make sure that we're still stacking the spine from the base up. Try to feel like you're starting the twist at the base of the spine. Gently work your way all the way up and just let the head be the very last thing to turn here. So in every inhale, try to use the breath to help you sit a little taller, lengthening through the spine. On every exhale, maybe finding some release and taking the twist just a little bit further. And take a deep breath in and a complete breath out. And we'll slowly unwind back to center. Take the left arm behind the back, and as much as you can, hook the left wrist on the right hip. The right hand will take a hold of the left, the shoulders relax away from the ears. And then from here, very slowly start to let the right ear fall towards the right shoulder. Really breathe into the left side of your neck. And then slowly returning the head back to center. Let's release the grip from the hands. Take both hands onto your knees. On an inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, relax them down and back along the spine. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, relaxing. So keeping a bend in the left leg, we'll extend the right leg straight, just a little diagonally out from your hip. Try to flex into the right foot. Take the hands down so that they frame the right leg. Maybe even gently press into the right hand to help roll the right shoulder back so the heart squares off to the foot. And then as you're ready, just begin to find a very gentle fold over your right leg. So while we're here, feel yourself getting strong through the thighs so we can start to open up into the hamstring a little bit more. You're welcome to keep the hands down by the side of the legs, or maybe take a grip wherever that's available to you. So it can be the calf, the ankle, or the foot. While you're here, try to drop the left hip back down into the earth. Maybe take the left shoulder down just so that the shoulders are level. And then on your inhales, think about lengthening from the base of the spine out through the heart. And on your exhales, maybe take the fold just a little bit further. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And then very slowly start to stack the shoulders back over the hips. So I'm going to ask you to take the left hand back behind the left hip, start to point into the right toes, and then pressing into the left hand, roll onto the left shin, press the hips forward and up as you extend the right fingertips all the way behind you. So try to breathe into the front line of your body here. And just one more breath in. And then on your exhale, very slowly lower the hips back down to the earth, making your way back into your easy seat, but switching out the crossing of your legs. So this time, left leg crosses in front of the right. Stack the spine, relax the shoulders. And then on your inhale, the arms will sweep high overhead. On your exhale, taking your twist to your right. So take the right hand down behind the right hip, left arm reaches across the body to the outer edge of the thigh. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Try to feel like you're expanding through the collarbone as you sit tall. And then on your exhale, begin to breathe your way into this twist. And just give yourself one more full cycle of breath here. And then we'll slowly unwind back to center, taking the right arm behind the back as much as you can. Hook the right wrist on the left hip. Left hand takes a hold of the right, the shoulders relax, and then this time we'll drop the left ear over towards the left shoulder. And slowly bringing the head back to center, release the grip from the hands, take both hands onto your knees. Inhale, the shoulders will lift. Exhale, relax. One more time, inhale, lifting. Exhale, letting go. And this time we'll keep a bend in the right leg, so we'll extend the left leg straight, a little diagonally out from the hip, sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Take the hands down so they frame the left leg. Try to square off the heart to the left foot. Feel yourself pulling the toes back towards the face as you get stronger into the left thigh. Then on your inhale, think about lengthening, lifting the heart. Then on your exhale, keep this length and start to find your fold over your left leg. So checking in with the right shoulder, maybe drop it down. Make sure we have equal amounts of weight in the sitting bones still. And just one more full cycle of breath. And sitting tall, stacking the shoulders over the hips, take the right hand behind your right hip. Start to point into your left toes and then pressing into the right palm, lift the hips up off the earth. Reach the left fingertips up and back. Feel like you're trying to give yourself a little bit of a back bend here. Start to open up your heart towards the sky. And as you're ready, slowly lower the hips back down to the earth. And we'll come into Baddha Konasana from here. So you can keep a bend in the right leg, but take the soles of the feet together. Let's make a diamond shape with the legs. So the heels are a little further away from the hips. Take a nice firm grip on your ankles. And then start to tuck the hips under. Pull the low belly in and up. And taking that firm grip on the ankles, try to feel like you're pulling the body away from the feet as you drop the chin to the chest. And we'll take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, start to find your fold. Think about bringing the crown of the head towards the feet. Try to release through the hips so that the knees fall closer to the mat. Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. And then on every inhale, breathe a little deeper into your belly. And on every exhale, try to release a little further into your fold. And on your next inhale, very slowly start to sit tall, stack the shoulders over the hips. Let's bring the knees back together, and then we'll go ahead and make our way into table. So coming onto all fours, make your way onto your hands and your knees. And just checking in with your alignment here. Make sure the arms are about shoulder width apart with the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Legs should be about hip width apart with the hips stacked over the knees. Start by finding a nice long line through the spine. So extend the crown of the head straight forward. Get strong in the back of the arms. Start to press the heart away from the floor. And I'd like for you to check in today. Make sure your feet are in line with your knees here. Sometimes they like to come in towards one another. So make any adjustments that you need to. Then when you're ready, let's start to find some movement through the center of the body. So on the inhale, we'll tilt the hips forward, let the belly drop, hug the tips of the shoulder blades in towards the spine so we open and expand through the heart. On your exhale, tuck the hips under, start to round through the spine, pressing into the palms, bring the chin to the chest, and try to create some space in between the shoulder blades here. Inhale, tilt the hips forward, let the belly drop, lift the heart. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to the chest. So just taking another 3 breaths, moving as you need to move here. So if you'd like to add some side-to-side movement through the hips, maybe some circles through the center of the body, whatever feels best. And then we'll all meet back in table. So let's try to keep the hips over the knees. Start to walk the fingertips towards the top of the mat. Palms are rooted, arms are strong. Again, lifting the tailbone towards the sky as you move the hips forward. Start to drop the heart and the belly towards the earth. So depending on where we're at this evening, maybe it's a little closer to the earth. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And then on your next inhale, we'll come into our modified plank. So you may want to move the hands back just a few inches. Move the shoulders forward over the wrists. Find a nice long line from the knees out through the crown of the head. Pull the low belly in towards the spine. Hug the ribs in. And on your inhale, press the earth away so the heart lifts. On your exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Hug the elbows into the side of the body. Bring the forehead down onto your mat. Now, once you're there, feel yourself pressing into the tops of the feet. Get really strong through the thighs. Pressing into the palms, take the shoulders down and back along the spine. Expand through the heart. Lift the head towards the sky. Come into your cobra. Exhale, forehead to the earth. Inhale, push up to all fours. Exhale, hips to the heels. Come back into your child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And a long, relaxing breath out. So seeing if we can walk the fingers a little closer to the top of the mat. Engage the triceps so we lift the forearms and the elbows up off the earth. And on your next inhale, come right back into your modified plank. Make whatever adjustments you need to here. Keeping this long line through the body. On your exhale, slowly lower down. Let the elbows graze the side of the ribs. Once you're there, come back to that strength in the legs. Press into the tops of the feet. So always your choice as we move through these flows. You're welcome to just lift the head and the heart coming into your cobra. If you're ready for upward facing dog, bring the thumbs in line with the ribs. And then on your inhale, lift the heart, the belly, and the hips. So make sure the thighs are strong, the knees are lifted. On your exhale, take the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So in this down dog, find any movement that feels good on your body right now. You can pedal out the legs, sway the hips, maybe shake the head yes or no to help release through the neck. And then just start to make your way back to stillness here. So checking in, make sure the arms are about shoulder width apart, legs should be about hip width apart. Try to feel like you're moving the heart back towards the thighs, but don't let the shoulders collapse in towards the spine. So keep wrapping the outer edges of the shoulders towards the outer edges of the mat. Lift the tailbone towards the sky at the same time. Get a little stronger through the thighs. And then maybe see if you can relax the heels a little closer to your mat. On your next inhale, shift the gaze in between the thumbs, and as lightly as you can, we'll walk our feet to the top of our mat, coming into your forward fold. So let's start with a slight bend in our knees this evening for our fold. See if you can let the belly drape onto the thighs. The upper body hangs heavy. Just checking in. Feet should be about hip width apart. Inside edges of the feet are parallel. So with this slight bend in the knees, see if you can allow your body to get a little closer to the thighs. And in this fold, whatever you need, maybe we grab onto the elbows. Maybe we gently sway to the left and the right. If you've opted for some movement, let's come back to stillness. Now on your inhale, lengthen through the spine. So lifting halfway, bring the hands very lightly to the front of the shins. And now I would like for you to try to get the legs a little stronger and a little straighter. Feel that you're pushing the tailbone behind you as you extend the crown of the head forward. Stay strong in the thighs so that we can open up into the hamstrings just a little bit more. Now with this long spine, take the hands to the hips. On your inhale, stand tall, keeping that long spine. And then once your shoulders stack over the hips, relax your arms by your side, come into Tadasana. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. On your inhale, the arms will sweep high. Exhale, forward fold. So hinge at the hips, lead with your heart, let your head hang heavy at the bottom. On your inhale, lengthen through the spine, lifting halfway. On your exhale, bring your palms flat onto your mat. So whatever you need to do to make that happen here, maybe we put a slight bend into the knees, maybe we walk our feet back a few inches. Just make sure that the palms are rooted. Start to press into the earth, get stronger in the back of the arms, and then begin to shift a little bit more weight towards the hands so we get lighter in the feet. Keeping all of the weight in the hands as lightly as you can, take your feet back into your plank. So keep in mind, you can always drop to the knees and untuck the toes. Keep that modified plank. If we're going to stay on the toes, make sure the thighs get strong. Slightly tuck the hips under so the low belly fires up. Extend the crown of the head straight forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift your weight slightly forward, your choice. You can lower all the way to the earth or halfway down into chaturanga, shoulders in line with your elbows. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale, take the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg high, bending into your right leg. Stack your hips here. So think about bringing the right heel towards the left hip. Now we're looking to open up into the back of your left leg. So engage the left thigh. Feel like you're pressing the knee behind you. Try to relax the left heel to the earth and then maybe take the right knee a little closer to the ceiling. One more breath in. Exhale, bring the right knee tight into the chest. Step your right foot all the way through to the top of your mat, finding your lunge alignment. So sometimes this takes a few steps. Make whatever adjustments you need. We just want to end up with the front knee stacked over the ankle, back heels over the toes. Once you're there, actively square off in the hip. So feel like we're pulling the left hip forward as we draw the right hip back. Take the back knee down, untuck the back toe. So I want you to check in with your left foot. Make sure it's in line with the left knee and it hasn't sickled in. Start to allow the front of the left hip to move towards the top of the mat. Press down into the right heel so we stay strong through the right leg. And then on your inhale, stack your shoulders over your hips. Come into your Anjaneyasana. So start to open up into the front of the left leg, the hip flexor all the way into the front line of the body. And then maybe leading with the fingertips, start to find a small back bend here, taking the heart and the gaze up and a little back. Now if you've added that back bend, come back to center. Let's all take the left hand down to the inside edge of the right foot, right hand to the right thigh, and then start to find some rotation here. So feel like you're rolling the right shoulder back. As we take this twist, see if your body allows you to take the front of the left hip just a little bit closer to the earth. One more breath in. On your exhale, unwind the twist. Take the right hand back to the outer edge of the right foot. Come a little lighter onto the fingertips. So the heart and the belly should lift up off the right thigh. Keeping the heart lifted on your exhale, start to straighten out your right leg. Press the hips back so they stack over the left knee. So really feel like you're pulling the right toes back towards the face. Try to drop the right hip down towards the earth so we make sure the hips are level and square. And then on your inhale, think the heart forward. Really try to lengthen through the spine. Keeping that length on your exhale, hinge from the hips and start to fold over the right leg. So let's all take one more deep breath in. Exhale, take your fold to its deepest point in this moment. Hold for one more breath. Then as you're ready, coming back into our lunge. So we'll bend into the right leg, root down through the palms so they frame the right foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee up off your mat. Pressing into your hands on your inhale, right foot steps back to meet the left. Come into your plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift the weight slightly forward, chaturanga or whatever works for you here. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, take the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, let's lift the left leg high, bending into your left leg, stack your hips here. So again, make sure we're strong through the right leg. Maybe take the left heel a little closer to the hip, see if we can lift the knee a little closer to the sky. One more breath in. Exhale, bring the left knee tight into the chest. We'll step the left foot all the way through to the top of your mat. So again, make whatever adjustments you need. Maybe widen the stance. We want to make sure the left hip is in line with the left knee. So if you feel like you're a little bit higher, take the left foot a little further forward. Let the right hip drop. So we have one long line from the right heel out through the crown of the head. Once you've found your alignment, take the back knee down, untuck the back toe, checking in to make sure the right toes are in line with the right knee. Start to move the front of the right hip towards the top of the mat. Press down into the left heel, and then as you're ready, stack the shoulders over the hips. So make sure we're pulling the low belly in just to help protect the low back. Stay strong through the center of the body. And then maybe if you'd like, shifting the gaze up and a little back to add a back bend here. And if you've added that back bend, slowly return the shoulders back over the hips, come back to center. Finding that rotation, take the right hand down to the inside edge of the left foot, left hand to the left thigh, and then pressing into the thigh, start to roll the left shoulder back. So feel like we're trying to stack the left shoulder over the right. Maybe see if we can open up into the right hip just a little bit more as we add this rotation. One more breath in. On your exhale, unwind the twist, left hand to the outer edge of the left foot. Come light onto the fingertips so that we lift the heart, we lengthen. Exhale, keeping this length, straighten out your left leg, come into Hanumanasana. Find your half splits here. So level and square off in the hips, pull the toes towards the face, and almost imagine that you're taking a cow position here. So we're tilting the hips forward, we're dropping the belly, we're lifting the heart. Feel like you're putting a small arch into the lower back, and then keeping that alignment, start to hinge from the hips. So using your breath here, on the inhales, we move the heart forward to lengthen through the spine. On the exhales, we try to open up into the left hamstring, hinging at the hips, maybe taking the fold just a little further. One more full cycle of breath. And then coming back into your lunge, bending into the left leg, take the hands flat onto the earth. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee up off your mat. And pressing into the palms on your inhale, left foot steps back into your plank. So on the knees or on the toes. Exhale, shift the weight forward, chaturanga or whatever you need here. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, take the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, shift the gaze in between the thumbs. So your choice on how you make your way to the top of the mat here. Feel free to walk it up, jump it up, or float it up. Once you're there, exhale into your fold. So root down through the feet, stay strong through the legs. On your inhale, sweep the arms high. Let's come into Urdhva Hastasana. Leave the biceps in line with the ears. Make sure the palms are facing one another. And just grow really long from the heels all the way out through the fingers. So as we find this length, also stay strong through the center of the body. Try to pull the low belly in. Hug the ribs in towards one another. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips. Come into your chair pose. So the heart is lifted, low belly still hugging in. We get strong through the thighs, but we also start to firm up through the other hips. Now take a deep breath in. On your exhale, start to bend a little deeper. Try to bring the belly onto the thighs. Wrap the arms behind the legs. So maybe we take a hold of the elbows. Maybe the hands grab behind the calves. Wherever you're at, let the head hang naturally. Keeping the belly as close to the thighs as you can, let's start to straighten out the legs. So use the strength of your arms to pull the body in a little closer. Make sure we're relaxed through the neck. And take one more breath in. And on your exhale, release the hands back to the earth. On an inhale, we'll lengthen through the spine, lifting halfway. On your exhale, bring your palms flat onto your mat. So your choice this time on how we make our way back to downward facing dog. Maybe we walk the feet back into plank, take a float. Maybe we just walk straight back to downward facing dog. Maybe we hop it back and land in chaturanga. Up to you on how you move. Really just try to move with the rhythm of your breath. We'll take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. On your inhale, lift your right leg high, bending into the right leg, stack your hips. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, up and back, stack the hips. Exhale, cross it under, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right knee, tighten to the chest. Step your right foot all the way through to the top of your mat. Come back into that lunge alignment here. So as long as it feels okay, let's try to keep the left knee lifted. Know that it's your option to drop it down, but let's get a little stronger if you're ready. Root down through the left palm to the inside edge of the right foot, right hand to the right thigh. Start to roll. Once the shoulders are stacked, right fingertips extend towards the sky. So really feel yourself opening up through the front of the shoulders and the heart. Press down into the left palm. Take the left ribs underneath the body. Spin the heart open a little bit further. Keeping this rotation on your exhale, straighten out your right leg. Press the hips up and back. So if you happen to have a block at home, maybe take the block underneath the left palm. If not, we may just have a small bend in the right leg. Make sure we have one long line wrist to wrist, and then try to drop the right hip down to the earth. One more breath in. On your exhale, take the right hand down to the outer edge of the right foot. Put a small bend into the right leg. On your inhale, step the left foot up about halfway on your mat. So we're coming into pyramid pose here. Now, in pyramid pose, we have only about 2 to 3 feet between the right and the left foot. The soles of both feet are rooted. Try to have both feet facing forward. So at the deepest, the left toes can turn to a 10 or 11 o'clock, but don't let them turn out any further than that. Check in to make sure we have equal amounts of weight in the feet. Get strong through the thighs. And then on your inhale, start by tilting the hips forward. Try to find that small arch in the low back again. Lengthen out through the heart. On your exhale, find a fold over the right leg. Come into your pyramid. So depending on where we're at, maybe we have hands on the blocks. Maybe we have a small bend in the right leg. If you'd like to deepen, maybe start to walk the hands a little closer to the back foot. See if we can bring the body in closer to the front leg. And then if it's available to you, you can wrap the arms around the legs, interlacing the fingers behind the back calf, the back thigh. And then just use the strength of your arms to pull the body in a little closer to your right leg. One more full cycle of breath. Now, wherever you're at, let's take the hands just a few inches in front of the right foot. Put a small bend into the right leg. Start to shift the weight forward into the right foot. Lift the left leg nice and strong, finding your standing splits. So we're rooting down through all four corners of the right foot. The right thigh is engaged, the right glute is engaged, and for a moment, start by squaring off in the hips. So your left toe should be facing the floor. Try to find that muscle directly underneath the left glute to fire it up and lift the left heel a little higher, and then maybe try to bring the body in closer to your standing leg. So you can take a grip around the calf or the ankle with one or both hands here. Wherever you're at, let's hold for another 3, 2. Now point through the left toes. See if we can lift the left foot a little higher. Don't worry if that means that the hips open. So try to forget about that square hip alignment. Just take the left leg as high as you can and then bend into your left leg so that the heel comes in towards the right hip. So we're still thinking forward fold with the body here. If you'd like, keep the left palm rooted. Maybe the right hand reaches to the left foot. Use the strength of the arm to try to see if we can pull the heel in a little closer to the hip. Just get a little bit longer through the front of the left leg. So we're still lifting the left knee towards the sky if this is the option you're taking. One more breath in. On your exhale, release the grip on the foot if you have it. We'll all re-extend the left leg straight, square off in the hips. Take the hands down just a few inches in front of the foot, lift the heart, bending into the right leg, take the left foot all the way to the back of your mat, find your lunge alignment. So however many steps that takes. Once you're there, take the left knee back down, untuck the toe, come back into that rotation. Root down through the left palm, right hand to the right thigh. Now maybe we stay here, or maybe we've released through the left hip flexor a little bit and you'd like to move a little deeper, bend into the left leg, left heel comes in towards the right hip, the right arm can reach behind you to take a grip on the left foot. So wherever you're at, just one more full cycle of breath. And if you have a grip on the left foot, very slowly release it down. Again, let's all check back in. The left foot is in line with the left knee. Take the right hand to the outer edge of the right foot. Come lighter onto the fingertips. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. Come back into your Ardha Hanumanasana. So we're working our way into full Hanumanasana today. I would encourage you to try to move the right foot a little further forward. But if your body's telling you half splits is where we stay here and breathe. If we are moving into half split or into full splits, bring the hands back a few inches, start to lift the heart, and then begin to extend the right foot to the top of the mat as far as the body allows you to go. So if we happen to have a block at home, if the hips are pretty close to the earth and we just need some support, you can bring the block underneath the hip. Sometimes that helps you sit a little taller. You can bring the blocks underneath the hands, whatever works best for you. So wherever you're at, let's go one more full cycle of breath. If you've made your way into full splits, pressing into the palms, start to drag the right foot back. We'll all meet back in our lunge. So sometimes there's not a graceful way to get out of splits, however you want to get there. So just finding your lunge here, front knees over the ankle, back heels over the toes. Root down through the palms, and on your inhale, right foot steps back to meet the left, come into your plank. Exhale, the weight shifts forward, chaturanga, or your choice. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, take the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Long breath out. On your inhale, lift the left leg high, bending into the left leg, stack your hips. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, cross it under, left knee to the right elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left knee tighten to the chest, step your left foot all the way through to the top of your mat. So front knees over the ankle, find that alignment first. As you're ready, root down through the right palm, left hand to the left thigh, roll the left shoulder back, and then left fingertips can extend towards the ceiling. So feel like you're pressing the back of the right knee towards the sky. Square off in the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, keep this rotation. Start to straighten out your left leg. Make sure we move the right hand back just an inch or two so we have one long line wrist to wrist. The thighs are strong and make sure we don't dump into the knees. And then as much as you can, level and square off in the hips, but keep taking that rotation through the upper body. One more breath in. On your exhale, take the left hand down to the outer edge of the left foot. Put a slight bend into the left leg. Step the right foot up about halfway on your mat. So feet are in line with the hips, not in line with one another. Coming into our pyramid pose here. Four corners of the feet are rooted. Equal amounts of weight in the feet. Try to level and square off in the hips. Inhale, feel yourself lengthening first. On your exhale, hinging from the hips, let the body fold over the left leg. So again, it's your option on what this pyramid looks like. Maybe blocks underneath the hands, maybe a slight bend in the front leg. Wherever you're at, your back leg is nice and strong. Maybe we walk the hands back closer to the right foot. Maybe we interlace the fingers behind the calf or the thigh. One more full cycle of breath. Now, wherever you're at in this pyramid, take the hands just a few inches in front of the left foot. Very slight bend into the left leg just so we can start shifting the weight into the left foot. The right leg will lift nice and strong. So right toes face the floor. Try to feel like you're wrapping the left hip around behind you as you engage the left thigh. And then think forward fold. Body comes close to the standing leg. We get stronger into the back of the right leg to lift the heel closer to the earth. Now begin to point into your right toes. See if we can lift the right foot a little bit higher. Don't worry if that means that the hip's open. Take the right foot as high as you can. Use the muscle in the right glute. See if that'll help you lift it even higher. And then bending into the right leg, right heel towards the left hip. Try to open up into the back of the left leg, but at the same time, find a little bit of length through the front of the right leg here. If you'd like, you can root down through the right palm. Left hand can reach behind you. Take a grip on the right foot. Maybe see if we can pull the heel in a little closer to the hip. So if that's your option, just make sure the knee didn't start to fall towards the floor. Keep lifting it towards the sky. One more breath in. If you had a grip on the foot, slowly release the left hand back to the earth. We'll all extend the right leg straight, square off in the hips. Start to lift the heart. Bending into your left leg, take the right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Find your lunge alignment here first. Then take the right knee down, untuck the back toe, root down through the right palm, bring the left hand to the left thigh, add that rotation back in. Maybe see if this time we can bend into the right leg, right heel in towards the hip. Left arm can reach behind you to take a grip on the foot. One more breath in. On your exhale, slowly release the right foot back down so that it's in line with the right knee. So make adjustments if needed. Make sure the foot hasn't turned to the back left corner of your mat. Unwinding the twist, take the left hand down to the outer edge of the left foot. Lift the heart. Exhale right back into Ardha Hanumanasana. Find your half split. Straighten out your left leg. So check in to see how this side is feeling. Maybe see if we can even take the left heel just a few inches further forward as we work our way into full Hanumanasana. Taking the left foot as far forward as your body allows this evening. Try to stack the shoulders over the hips so we're lifting the heart, and the further the foot moves in front of us, the more we should be able to lift. So on your inhale, hold where you're at. Maybe try to engage the thighs a little bit more. And on your exhale, see if you can release just a little further into your splits. Give yourself one more full cycle of breath. Then as you're ready, we'll be coming back into our lunge alignment. So however you would like to get there, bending into the left leg, make sure that the right knee is lifted up off the earth. The hips are square to the top of your mat. Pressing into your palms on your inhale, left foot steps back to meet the right. Come into your plank. Exhale, move with your breath as you finish out your flow. And we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. And take a deep breath in. Then on your exhale, drop down to your knees. Untuck your toes. Sit the hips to the heels. Bring your forehead to the earth. And come into your child's pose. And take a deep breath in. Really expand into the belly. Exhale. Start to let the body soften. And then on your next inhale, very slowly start to sit tall. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Rolling onto either side, just swing the legs around in front of you. And we're going to be coming into a wide-legged fold this evening. So if you'd like to turn to face the side of your mat, as you extend the legs straight and away from one another, you're welcome to take that option here. Now, once you're there, make sure the toes and the knees are trying to face the sky. Take the hands behind the hips. Maybe see if we can take the hips a little further forward. And then it's up to you on where you take this fold. So if this is enough, if we're already feeling this on the inner thighs, just keep the hands behind you, sit nice and tall, stack the spine. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you can start to take the hands in front of the body, and then just begin to take the fold as deep as your body allows in this moment. So just keeping in mind, there's no wrong or right here. Just try to move with your breath. So on every inhale, we think about lengthening from the base of the spine out through the heart. And then on every exhale, maybe see if you can take the hands just a little further. Let's take a deep breath in. And a long, relaxing breath out. And then as you're ready, very slowly, start to stack the shoulders back over the hips. So we're going to extend both legs straight in front of us, taking the feet to the top of the mat. Once you're there, get strong through the legs. Pull the toes back towards the face. Extend the fingertips towards the toes with the palms facing one another. And then just very slowly lower all the way down to your backs. And once your shoulders hit, hug the right knee tight into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the right shin. Try to keep the left leg nice and strong here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then if it feels good, maybe give yourself just a little bit of movement through your right hip joint. And then as you're ready, making your way into a reclining twist. So the left hand will guide the right leg across the body. Right fingertips extend over to your right. And try to keep the fingertips in line with your shoulder, with the heart open towards the sky. If it feels okay on the neck, just very gently shift the gaze over your fingertips. And just start to breathe up and down your spine here. Start to slow down your breath. And just one more full cycle of breath here. And then as you're ready, very slowly return back to center. Let's hug both knees into the chest. And if it feels good, maybe give yourself a little bit of movement here. Just rocking to the right and the left. Making small circles on the low back. And then as you're ready, we'll interlace the fingers around the left shin, extend the right heel to the top of your mat. So just checking in, make sure the right heel is in line with the right hip. Feel like you're pressing the back of the right knee into the earth as you get stronger in the right thigh. And then using the strength of the arms, maybe see if we can bring the left thigh in a little closer to the belly. And then it's your option here. Maybe give yourself a moment for movement through the left hip. And then as you're ready, we'll make our way into our twist. So the right hand will guide the left leg across the body. Left fingertips extend over to the left. And just checking in to make sure the left shoulder hasn't lifted up off the earth. As much as you can, try to relax it down. Feel the back of the left arm resting heavy into the earth. Breathe into your twist. On your inhale, fill up your entire body with your breath. On your exhale, let go. And we'll very slowly unwind back to center, hugging both knees into the chest. Maybe finding a little bit of movement here. You can just keep the knees into the chest, or if you'd like, work your way into a happy baby. Flex the feet towards the sky. Take a grip on the outer edges of the feet. Really start to pull the knees down towards the earth. And think about lengthening through the spine, so drop the tailbone down towards the mat. Make sure the shoulders are soft. And then it's whatever movement you need here. And take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, bring the soles of the feet together. Take the outer edges of your feet to the mat. And just let your knees drop open like a book. Try to allow the legs to get really heavy. Maybe walk the shoulders in a little closer to the spine. And then just find a comfortable place for your arms to rest. Close your eyes. And come into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Just really start to come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And then whenever you feel ready, start to make your way into Shavasana. Whatever that looks like for you this evening. Just bringing your body to that place of complete relaxation. Allow yourself to fully let go. And then once you're there, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, allow the weight of your entire body to melt just a little further into the earth. And slowly begin to bring awareness back into your body, back into this place. Making small movements with the hands and the feet. So maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes. Making small circles with the wrists and the ankles. And then stretching the legs out long, we'll bring the feet together, point through the toes, extend the arms all the way overhead, and just breathe into the entire length of your body. And as you're ready, hug the knees into the chest. Very slowly roll onto either side of your body. And once you're there, pressing into the palms, we'll all make our way back to a comfortable seat. And try to keep your eyes closed. And keep your heart open. And then on your inhale, we'll sweep the arms high overhead. Exhale, bring the hands together, heart center. And thank you all so much for stepping onto your mat today, for sharing your strength, your grace, and your amazing energy. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Namaste.